Hey everyone, Wynn here, and welcome back to our virtual summer makerspace club. This week we're going to be reading The Three Little Pigs. It dates back to the 1800s in England, but it's probably a lot older than that. If you'd like to read along, pause the story from your green folder from your kit, or just listen to me read. So let's begin The Three Little Pigs. Once there was an old mother pig who had 3 little pigs and not enough food to feed them. So when they were old enough, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. The first pig was very lazy, and he didn't want to work at all, and he built his house out of straw. The second pig worked a little bit harder, but he was somewhat lazy too, and he built his house out of sticks. Then they sang and danced and played together the rest of the day. The third pig worked hard all day and built his house with bricks. It was a sturdy house, complete with a fine fireplace and chimney, and it looked like it could withstand the strongest winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the 3 pigs lived. It saw the straw house, and he smelled the pig inside, and he thought the pig would make a mighty fine meal, and his mouth began to water. So he knocked on the door. Little pig, let me in, let me in." But the little pig saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole and answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide and bit down as hard as he could. But the first pig escaped and ran to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane and passed by the second house made of sticks. He saw the house, and he smelled the pigs inside, and his mouth began to water as he thought about the fine meal they would make. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole, and they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf was greedy and he tried to catch both pigs at once, but he was too greedy and got neither. His big jaws clamped down on nothing but air, and the 2 little pigs scrambled away as fast as their little hooves would carry them. The wolf chased them down the lane, and he almost caught them, but they made it to the brick house and slammed the door closed before the wolf could catch them. The three little pigs were very frightened. They knew the wolf wanted to eat them, and that was very, very true. The wolf hadn't eaten all day, and he had worked up a large appetite chasing the pigs around. And now he could smell the 3 of them inside, and he knew that 3 pigs would make a lovely feast. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the 3 little pigs saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole, and so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." Well, he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed and he huffed and he huffed and he puffed and he puffed, and he could not blow the house down. At last he was so out of breath he couldn't huff and he couldn't puff any more, so he stopped to rest for a bit. But this was too much. The wolf danced about with rage, and he swore he would come down the chimney and eat the little pigs for supper. But while he climbed to the top of the roof, the little pigs made up a blazing fire, and they put on a big pot of water to boil. Then, just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the little pigs pulled off the lid, and plop, in fell the wolf into the scalding water. So the little pigs put on the cover again and boiled the wolf up, and the 3 little pigs ate him for supper. This week you're going to be building 3 houses, or 3 walls of those houses. For your first house, you can use the paper grass provided in the kit, or use some grass you find from outside, or use strips of construction paper. Build your house or wall and then make your three little pigs. I included 3 paper pigs that you can use, or you can create your own origami pigs, or just use crumpled sheets of paper. Hide your pigs behind your wall and use a hairdryer or fan to blow your pigs away. Or turn yourself into the big bad wolf and huff and puff those walls down. Next, build a house out of toothpicks, or go outside and find some sticks. Try to blow away your wall and get to your pigs. Next, build a house with bricks and try again. You can use the salt dough recipe that I provided in the kit and make some bricks that look like these, but make sure you get your parents' or guardians' permission first. Or you can use some Lego or rocks that you find from outside. Which house worked best? What improvements could you do to make each house work a little bit better? What were some other materials the pigs could have used that might have worked? This week I want you to write your own fairy tale. What will your fairy tale be about? Experiment with your houses and with your fairy tale and tell us your results in the comments down below. Or create your own social media post and using the hashtag MyFCPL so that way we can see too. I will see you next week with another story and some more activities to do. Until then, keep on exploring and making, and I'll see you next time.